You know, I got my own place, I have my own business, I'm an entrepreneur, make over six figures. I definitely consider myself more of like an alpha male.
Ew, an alpha male?
He for sure listens to Joe Rogan. First things first, I'm an aquarium. I'm an entrepreneur, own my own lash business. I consider myself more of like an alpha female, like
Yes, girl,
right?
you're a queen.
Oh,
Sweet
totally,
spice
yeah,
and
absolutely.
everything nice. Yes, absolutely.
I do when I wake up, I check her Instagram and her Twitter to make sure I haven't missed anything she's posted. Sometimes she tweets the funniest things. And then, of course, I have to react to her Instagram story. Hard eyes, of course. Sometimes she responds back. She responded back to me. She said, "Shut up." We're taking things slow. Right now she has a boyfriend, which is totally fine.
Like, if a bitch got 30 bodies, I can't cuff. So what if I had 30 bodies?
Look, you're not getting cuffed. And it doesn't mean that you're less valuable as a person. It doesn't mean that your personality is trash. It doesn't change any of that. But it changes how I have to look at you, because if you've given yourself away to that many people in such a short amount of time, it tells me that you didn't value yourself the same way that I value you. And it's quite simple. Men are territorial, retroactively. Like, watch us play video games. It could be a gun that's dropped in a loot box, and it's a common version of that gun, and it's a legendary version of that gun. You know, we're going to pick the legendary version because it's exclusive. We know less people on the map are going to have it. Like, it sucks to be the guy who thinks that your girl is out here as a good girl and exclusive, and then you out in public and people looking at you crazy, or the dude's blowing the horn, your old flink's blowing the horn, bro. Like, that's embarrassing. I've been there, which is why I said I wouldn't date seriously when I was younger. So this whole phase stuff, this being promiscuous is liberating. It's not. Because you're creating soul ties, you're creating bonds to a bunch of people, and when it comes time for you to settle down, you're gonna have so many experiences, so many different personalities that you have come into play with, that it's gonna be hard for you to choose and stick with just one person. Like, there are studies now that show we can't find good people to date because we have too many choices. You got to limit the playing field. I don't know why y'all don't get that. Like, when men say we want this, and y'all say yeah, but, you are automatically invalidating everything we say we want, and we're not gonna change what we want. That's us. The same way y'all want certain things from men, and it's a non-negotiable. That's it. And if being a hoe or having a hoe phase was so liberating and it was so empowering, why would you lie about your body count anyway? It's not that empowering. Anything that you got to hide is not empowering you. It's that simple.
3 mistakes that make you look worse every day. 1. Not washing your pillowcase every week. 2. Not drinking enough water. 3. You haven't clicked the plus yet. Simple.
Why are men not getting married anymore? Grab your popcorn, boys. Let's look at the psychological ramifications of men raised over the last 20 years, shall we? All men are evil, lying, cheating bastards. Every single husband on every single TV show is a simpleton idiot. If you're masculine, you're toxic. Every single man before you is bad to me, all of them, all 81 million, and you're going to suffer for it. Look at this wall. You are not the father. Sir, you're the 5th one accused. She knows it's you. She's never slept with anybody else, and you are not the father. Where are all the real men at? Chivalry is dead. Kill all men. What you really mean is, where are all the men that you think are great? Why aren't they getting married? Have you ever played Where's Waldo? Like Medea says, hello. Now, I know all the ladies in the comments are going to come at me and say, that's not me. Not all women are the same. Yeah, but, hey, ladies, you're winning. You're strong and independent.
Grab our balls and be fucking men. Even the ones that weren't raised. I wasn't raised this way. You have to make yourself a man worth being followed. And you don't do it with nice words. You do it by grabbing your balls and getting ready to fight. Because if we can't fight our women, how the fuck we gonna fight the world? They don't respect us because our women don't respect us.
I agree.
You know how many times I've been in corporate America where people have asked me, how do you put up with that? Janice is a hell of a spitfire, such and so forth. They laugh at us. I've been on golf courses and in boardrooms. I could never put up with a woman like Brenda. Wow, Helen is so sweet. She's a spitfire. Spitfire is a way for saying something else. They hold our manhood cheap because we are so weak that our women are walking around with long colored fingernails, furry slippers, pajamas, and bonnets, weighing more than men at our height, cussing at us. And you want to be nice to that? Fuck that.
And a lot of women do have backup plans because they're not secure in their relationships or dealing with the men that they deal with. And like the girl was saying earlier, she was saying that the guy doesn't treat her right or something like that. That's because you have to have that communication with your partner. And if you have a backup plan, that doesn't mean you're loyal.
Thank you.
It's like,
Thank you.
What's the point of
What's the
having a
point?
backup plan?
Thank you. Thank you, Ma. Congratulations on your marriage, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look, man, that's what it comes down to. If you have a backup plan, that means you have relationship issues. You personally. Because you always have an out. You know, there are two schools of thought here. I'm not going to say always. I don't want to be so extreme. But there are schools of thought that you should always have a plan B. Okay? And this is a philosophical question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? And it really depends on how you believe the world is. There are some people who are like Coronado, who will burn the ships and say, now we can't go back. We got to make it work here. And then there are people who are always on a backup plan or insurance. We're talking about a relationship. I'm not a fan of backup plans because human beings are lazy in the sense that we look for the easiest path. It's hard to, it takes true effort for human beings to choose the harder path, okay? It's men or women. And if you have a backup plan, you're using it. It's not like you just say, think about this. How many people have this break glass in case of emergency cigarette? Those always get used. Those get used. Ladies, understand, the backup plan is insulting to men because you say you want relationships, but if you want them, why can't? And I think that women are more accustomed to acquiring men than keeping men.
Men need to have more respect for themselves, bro. Honestly, man, you fellas will fall for any girl with a big tits and big ass and let her treat you like fucking shit. She knows she can get away with it too. She knows she's not going to be held accountable. Because a lot of you guys let your dick do the talking. You don't set any boundaries because you think you're going to get laid, and you let the females push you around, man. You let them bully you. Men need to have more standards, man. It shouldn't just be, oh, she's hot, she has big tits and a big ass. That's it. It should not just be that. We need to look for loyalty, femininity, niceness, compliance, and peaceful, man. Peace. And I know I'm going to get a lot of guys, oh, that's hard to find and all that stuff. Well, it is what it is, man. The only way we're going to start changing how women are is to have more standards for ourselves. There's just too many fucking simps, man.
If she asks, what are we? Guys, I'm going to warn you guys right now. This is going to be a little toxic. If you don't want to pull this method, if you don't want to do this, get off the video right now. But I want to first congratulate you. If a girl is asking you, what are we? You are now a desired man to her. You are a guy she wants to be in a relationship with. Congrats, because a lot of guys don't even get to this point. Now, what do? You want to make her wait a little longer. Now that you know she likes you, now that she has shown her cards, you want to get her to invest a little bit more. If she asks you, what are we? You want to simply tell her, baby, listen, I like you, things are going well, but I don't like to rush things. What you want to do now is, even if you want her to be your girlfriend, You want her to work a little harder for you.
He hasn't smashed. He hasn't escalated sexually. He hasn't done nothing with this chick, but was willing to fly her out and pay for all these things. Beta males feel like just because they have money, they can do these things.
Women don't understand this one thing about men. You can look like Beyonce, but if you don't got respect, we won't cuff you. A lot of women will be like, why you with her? She don't look that good, why you with her? It's because she respects him. Most men would rather be with respect than looks, unless he's a simp. Simple.
Reasons men prefer to be single rather than date.
So let's talk about it. These modern day women are delusional, bro. They think they're us men. They're jealous of us. They think it's okay to talk to 5 dudes, be fucking 3 of them, and then they want to get wifed up. Like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? And then in their headspace, it's like, okay, I make 6 figures, or I make a lot of money, he should like me more. No, I'd rather a girl who works at Dollar General making $8 an hour, who brings me peace and loyalty and less bullshit, than a girl who makes 6 figures that's gonna come with a package of bullshit.
To you females watching this, we do not like city girls, hot girls, none of that shit, bro. We like feminine, nice women. Stop letting Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B's, and all these girls fucking influence you.
She tells you how she wants to be treated by the music that she listens to. Get that playlist, Young King.
You take a woman, you put her in a relationship with a guy that's kind of a lets himself get walked over, accepts the kind of emotional abuse and mistreatment from her, and she will be a total bitch. She'll treat him poorly, maybe even physically abuse him. I've seen this happen before. And she will do all kinds of stuff to make his life hell and to treat him bad. And you're like, man, this woman is total bitch. But then you take that same woman and you put her in the situation where she's in a relationship with a man who knows his value, who won't tolerate who's dominant, who we would call as alpha, and she will basically serve him like a king. She'll treat him like a king. She'll call him king, and she will never do anything to upset him. She will try and please him as much as possible. So what's the difference there? It's not the woman in this situation, it's you. It's how you're behaving, it's how you're acting that determines how she acts. Women are mostly followers in that regard, and they will follow the lead of a man.
I'm going to go a step further. Your pleasure is irrelevant. I'm going to say it. I am going to say it. Your pleasure is irrelevant because... Why? Because here's the thing. I'm going to say it. Most men ain't going to admit it. I'm going to say it. Your pleasure is irrelevant because a woman's... what women benefit from the security, provisioning, and all the other things that a man brings to the table. The fact that you don't have to work, that you live a very comfortable life, you're able to get what you want, live a...
But you didn't say that. You were telling about...
Hold on. Let me finish. Yeah. Because let's keep it a stack. We're going to have this conversation. Let's do it. Women never treat sex as what it is. What is sex? It's basically a handshake, right? Equal value exchange. Women never treat it like that. What women do is they treat sex as a value-loaded exchange. And what I mean by that is they're always going to expect something in return for the sex, right? Let's keep it real. Like, a girl ain't just going to fuck you just because. And typically, she's going to want you to take her on a date, maybe shop, whatever it is. Women, to some degree, leverage sex for some kind of compliance from men. Very rarely are you going to see a guy, you're hot, I'm hot, let's do it right now, I don't even know your name. Very rarely that's going to happen. They're going to leverage it. So, with that said, since you treat sex as a value-loaded exchange, right, where you're getting something in return typically, the man really doesn't have to worry about, since he's providing all these other things for you, your pleasure is irrelevant with sex because he has to bring all these other things to the table. And this is the uncomfortable reality. Your duty as a wife is to keep your man happy sexually because men don't ask for much. You guys ask for much. And by virtue of a man being in a relationship with you, I know inevitably he had to bring value to the relationship. You guys don't have to bring much to the relationship.
But do you think that's all there is to a relationship? Just sex and you paying the bills? Like, because it's not. And you guys are really making it seem like you're buying sex. Oh, I pay the bill, so you have to fuck me. Like, no, I don't actually. Like,
no, you don't. You don't. And that's why I'm saying then you have to be content with sharing him.
No, I don't either. Like,
okay,
you could just
see,
go. Like, why? Like,
You're fresh.
First of all, I don't have a problem with sharing my man. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
But if we spoke about this is us relationship and this is a me and you relationship, then it's going to be that way. Because that's at the end of the day, a relationship is whatever you make it. A relationship doesn't have to go by the same guidelines that her relationship goes by and that her relationship goes by. If I meet you and we both agree, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how it's going to be, and then you're going to start cheating, then that's completely freaking different. But the way that, like, okay, because now you guys are saying, like, oh, yeah, but how you guys first brought it up, you guys are making it seem like you're coming home to your wife, you're looking at her and you're like, I'm tired from work, let's fuck. nobody's gonna want to do that. Like, and that's the way you guys made it seem. You guys didn't make it seem that you guys are coming home. You're like, hey baby, start kissing on your girl, and it goes from there. No, you guys are making it seem like you guys are walking into your house, looking at your wife and be like, I had a long day at work. I pay all the bills. You did nothing today, so now you have to. Like,
Okay,